This should be the first and the last time you ever try to speak to me that tone. Do you understand? You had no right to speak to me like that. Don't stop me. I'm
also going to stop you.
You can't say what
No, fuck you too. Fuck you.
Whoa. It's nothing personal. It's not even about it.
Okay,
at this point, it's a family.
Okay, you've made
Babe, just sit down. You see.
My honest opinion is this. Even if he came up to me and said, Kelly, I want to marry you, I would not advise you to marry him. I tell you why. Because he would feel like he was pressured into doing it.
I wouldn't stay. Personally, I wouldn't.
All right. We're going to begin the analysis of this episode with Ini and Louis's drama. Yeah. Because I feel like there was a lot of misunderstanding there. Yeah, there was a lot of misunderstanding on both parts, all right? And guys, please feel free to correct me if you feel I'm wrong, all right? But this is what I observed, all right? I'm just going to go ahead and share. And then afterwards, we're going to, go all the way to the top to analyze this particular episode. But for now, let's begin with this particular drama. So first off, I think Louis fucked up big time. Yeah, he did. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, that guy really fucked up. And I was really rooting for him. See, I was so happy that this entire season up until now, he had not clashed with anybody, because I did not really like how things had actually turned out for him in season 2, yeah. But I was kind of disappointed. But I'm going to give him a bit of grace, yeah. So this is where I think he fucked up, yeah. So the first time Ini joined the group, I think it was at Diamond's event? I can't remember which event, yeah. First time Ini joined, he had been super excited, to learn more about the business of surrogacy. It was very glaring for all to see that Anne was pretty much uncomfortable with the way Nadia was pestering her with questions about, motherhood, wifehood, if she had a husband. It was very glaring. And even when Louis had asked Annie questions about surrogacy, he had been uncomfortable. Although she had not gone into details about her story, about her journey, she had actually shared a bit about it. And the one thing I really remember her sharing was about the fact that she had tried several times, to have a child, but it did not really work. And so she had to go into surrogacy. It was during her confessionals that she had actually, let us in a bit into her story. Not 100%, but according to what we were shown during the confessionals, we got a glimpse into her story and why she hesitates sometimes from sharing her story. Now, one would have expected that Louis could have read the room at that point in time and understood that, okay, this is a very uncomfortable conversation for Ini to have, and threaded carefully. Because I think he had tried to probe more that night. And she had said, listen, if you have any further questions, just come to me, ask me, and I'll tell you about it. At that point, you could tell that she did not like the audience. If it was like a one-on-one conversation, fine, she would open up a bit more. But it was like a general conversation, and it was kind of like a trigger for her. So she did not really want to go into it. Now, where he really, really fucked up was he had invited Shakib for moral support. Yeah. Shakib had expressed his hesitation, but I just decided to just show up because, hey, you're my G, I'm going to support you. I was expecting him to call me and not just call her, but also inform her that, okay, are you interested? This is what I'm about to do. This is what I plan to do. And I would love for your support. Like, seek her permission first. Give her a heads up. Because it was very obvious that she was in the dark. She had no inclination whatsoever why she was there or why she had been called. Now, another part is we don't really know who called her, right? She said she received a call, right? So we're not really sure if production just told her to go to that place or if, what's his name, Louis was the one that actually called her to come there. Yeah. So it was very obvious that she was in the dark. And that is where I really fault Louis. That, okay, if you are the one that called Annie to come, why did you have to make it a surprise? Why didn't you give her a heads up? Like, seek her permission first. Ask her if she'll be comfortable, to give you that type of moral support that you were seeking. Why did you have to wait for her to show up first? And then you're beating about the bush. It was even Shakib that now had to explain why she was actually there. And you could tell that it was a huge trigger for her, because no, this is something I had to deal with. And you had the audacity to invite me to such a gathering. It did not make sense to her, guys. And I see where she was coming from. Yeah. And for me, that was where Louis fucked up. Now, for Ini, on the other hand, guys, let's call a spade a spade. Yeah. I felt like she kind of overreacted a bit. She misjudged and misunderstood Louis to some extent. Guys, let's call a spade a spade. If she had calmed down to listen to Louis and understood what he was trying to communicate to her at that point in time, I think she would have understood where he was coming from. I felt like she was the one that degraded the women that were coming to see Louis. Louis never told her that she was there to audition these women. Louis never said that she was there to vet these women like prostitutes, who were coming to come and try their luck. Louis said that these women wanted to offer themselves as a surrogate. He was trying to explain that. I think Shakib was also trying to explain, but Ini was already flaring up and was going on about women empowerment. As a woman, I'm not going to downgrade women. These women, go women, power, thinky. I mean, I'm sorry to say, not to water down her triggers and that trauma, I felt like she kind of just blew the whole thing way out of proportion. Yeah, I felt like she did not listen to understand. I felt like the moment she heard, oh, I need your moral support, I need you to help me look at the whole situation, what her brain interpreted was, come and audition women that will carry my child. Like, that whole patriarchy thingy, probably was like a trigger for her, and she just blew up. Yeah. For me, I felt like she really misjudged Louis. All she could have done was to listen, try to listen to understand. She was the one that degraded those women. And that was what Louis was trying to tell her, that no, these women are actually successful women. Most of them, they are career women. They are doing very well for themselves, and they are the ones that are offering. I'm just saying that, okay, for someone like you that has, you've been through the same path, I just needed your support. I just needed your opinion. So for me, I felt like there was miscommunication there. Annie was not listening. She was not paying attention to listen. You see that whole, oh, I'm not going to downgrade women. As a woman, I'm not going to sit down here and look at me because I have been through this part. I felt like that was a stretch. That was a stretch. She totally made Louis look like a pimp. She made Louis and Shakib look like two jobless young men who were there to, select women at their disposal, use and dump women. And that was a very, very bad thing to do. Very bad thing to do. And Louis was right, to throw back the shade that, okay, I don't understand what you're on about. At least when you wanted to do your own surrogacy, you also went through this type of process. You vetted the people that you wanted to go with. You did the same thing. You seeked advice from people, that could assist you in finding the perfect person that could carry, your child for you. Guys, see, it was just really sad. It was just really, really sad. Yes. And the way the whole thing blew way out of proportion, guys, I just did not like it. I actually really expected much from Ini, that Ini could have done better. That whole misinterpretation, it was not cute. It was not nice. And then Swanky Jerry, who I was giving accolades on my previous reviews, that, oh my God, this guy is actually standing for what is right this season. Swanky actually came with his drama from last season this time around. You know that whole thing of you don't listen to understand, you don't even know what's going on, you just put your head inside hook, line, and sinker, and want to kill everybody. This guy was literally gunning for a fight with Louis that, oh, you disrespected my friend. I'm like, dude, do you even understand what even transpired? Can you even at least calm down and listen to Louis's part? Because people have been hanging out, so people are well acquainted. At least calm down. Let him explain his side of the story, but Swanky was all, even when Shakib was trying to explain at Nadia's beach event, Shakib was trying to explain, Swanky kept on interjecting. I felt like that was disrespectful. You're talking about somebody disrespected your friend, but at least respect Zari, who is married to Shakib. Shakib is not a child. He's not a small boy. He's somebody's husband. Respect him. Let him explain. And Swanky knew that Shakib is not very fluent with the English language. In other words, there's always this language barrier. So he takes time to articulate his thoughts. Let the guy speak. Let him explain himself. But then all the interruptions, interjections was just very irritating. And then when Ini was talking, blasting and going off at Louis, everybody was silent. Everybody allowed Ini to talk, like they were all scared of her, or probably respect, whatever that was. And then when Louis decided to take the floor and explain his own side of the story, the attacks from Ini and Swanky, that was way overboard. Ini actually disappointed me. And then she came again with that, oh, you have no respect for women. No, who told you that Louis has no respect for women? Louis actually respects women. I mean, he has shown that already. From last season, the guy has shown that he is well-mannered, he's a gentleman to the core, he respects women. So what's up with, my God, guys. Listen, it was just so annoying. That scene was just so annoying. Swanky acting like if they left him and Louis together now, like he was going to beat up Louis to pop. I'm like, dude, sit your ass down. Sit down. Learn to listen to understand. You just want to fight. You want to, oh, they're disrespecting my friend. You want to fight. Is that always the way forward? I mean, if you ask me, guys, don't get me wrong. I love a friend that would defend me, that would defend my honor, that would be right there to fight for me, to fight for me, to defend me. But I don't want a friend that is very irrational. Please have sense. Yes, just have sense so that you don't make me look stupid and also make yourself look dumb. Just have sense, yeah? Because sometimes the way Swanky fights for his friends, the way he defends his friends, sometimes it never makes sense to me. There's no rationality in it. It's just like the way he hops and comes with all of those his diamond-plated caps and glasses and those his big gongo shoes, and it's like this, like he wants to like he wants to come and destroy everybody, the conqueror, the lion. I beg, just have sense. But guys, I would love to hear your thoughts. Go ahead, share in the comment section below, and you're all specially welcome to my channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the T. Yes, we are almost at the finishing line of the season of Young, Famous, and African. This is episode 7, season 3, episode 7. Yeah, and let's just get right into it. You're all welcome. All right, let's just get right into it. Right. So now that we have gotten Louis and Ines drama out of the way, let's take it from the very top. Right now, episode 6 ended where Nadia was going off at Annie, for coming as usual to play the victim, and people trying to see past her bad behavior and just give her more and more grace as normal, or rather as they would usually do, right? And typical of Annie, just as expected, Annie walked out. She left. I mean, guys, I wasn't wrong when I told you all that Annie wasn't going to apologize. I mean, that was her opportunity to set things right. But she chose not to. She walked out. But I'm glad that Nadia gave her a piece of her mind. And then Naked DJ realized his mistake, realized that indeed he had actually ambushed Nadia into a situation she did not want to put herself, And so the next day, or maybe whenever, he had taken a gift to her house, to apologize to her. She had explained her side, that, listen, She is also going through a lot after she lost her boyfriend, but she does not walk in destruction, throwing around toxicity and destroying relationships and friendships, And Naked DJ had realized his mistakes. They had settled things. She had told him to, forget about it. She feels light now that she had unburdened her mind, to Annie and everybody else in their friendship group. And that was where they had started talking about his relationship with Kaylee. And this dude was getting upset that Kaylee was having conversations with their friends, that she wasn't really happy that he is here to propose. That if she's tired of staying in the house, then she should leave. And guys, you see, I know we've talked about it in the previous episode, but every time I hear Naked DJ go on and on about, if Kaylee is tired of staying with him, then she can leave. Guys, I really just wish that she would up and leave like that. Because, you see, when a man gets everything he wants from a woman like that, like they just feel like, yeah, they are God, they are king. This woman cannot do without me, this woman cannot survive without me. I just wish that the woman in that situation would just walk away. Yeah. Because he was pissing me off in that scene. As a matter of fact, this entire episode, the guy was just pissing me off. Now, Kaylee, on the other hand, is also pissing me off. I'm not going to lie. She's also pissing me off. Now, she has been expressing her frustration in communicating her needs to Quentin, that is Naked DJ. She has expressed several times, not just on this season, I think even season 1, season 2, the same storyline, right? She has expressed many times over about how she's not really happy. Time is going, they've been together 4 years, or is it 5 years? They live together, they do everything couples do, but there's no, it's not official. He has not proposed. She wants a family, she wants kids. He's not even talking about it, but she loves him very much. And now the newer story is she wants to move out. She wants to invest in properties. She wants to start living her best life, Since he's not ready to do all of those things with her, he wants to do all of those things, or she wants to do all of those things by herself. And guys, the one question that keeps on popping up in my head is, so why haven't you done it? Why? Why haven't you done it? It all begins from somewhere. You could move into an Airbnb apartment or move into an hotel, like show this guy that you're not just talking, you're not just yapping. Give him an ultimatum if the need be. Because this same thing happened, I think, last season, or was it in season 1? You gave him an ultimatum, the same thing, no proposal. You people are here again. How many years later? The same storyline. So, girl, what do you want? You yourself, what do you want? Because it's not just about complaining. It's about also taking action. What do you want? And you see, yeah, I was so pissed and irritated when both of them were at Ini's house, where Zari was also present, and Naked DJ had brought up the conversation and he was upset. And this guy had sort of, it was like a threat, like a challenge, like, oh, if you're tired, then fine, you leave, do whatever you want to do. And she was the one begging him when he was walking out on them. She was the one begging him, holding his hand, oh, please sit down, babe, please don't go, oh, babe, please. She now made herself look so desperate, like she's the one that's actually really desperate. It's like she's now the one forcing the guy. And I love what Ini and Zari said. Ini had said that left to her, if she was Kaylee, if Naked DJ eventually proposes, she will not accept that proposal because it would not look like he was pressurized into proposing. So she's not going to accept. For Zari, if she was even Kaylee, she wouldn't even still be there. There will be no waiting. Like, she's the prize, as she has said. She's not going to wait. She's not going to give him all of these chances. Nah, if you waste my time, I move on. So I've been asking myself, why is Kaylee there? Why is she still waiting? This guy, fine, he has his trauma. He's still mourning, his loss with his wife that had died of cancer, according to people that provided that information in the comment section of my previous video, right? And I get it, I understand he wants to take his time. He doesn't want to rush into things. So what does that mean? It means that Kaylee and Naked DJ, they do not have the same timeline. And guys, whether they get married today or tomorrow, in fact, I heard on the timeline that the guy finally proposed, they're getting married. I'm sorry, as far as I'm concerned, whether they are getting married today or tomorrow, for me, it still looks like Naked DJ was pressurized into proposing to Kaylee. And you see, marriages like that, it doesn't look like it's going to last. It doesn't look like it's going to work. I'm sorry. But for someone that's already thinking that, oh, if I propose to you, we're going to get married, we're going to get divorced. It's like your mind is not even in marriage anymore. You just want a partner in life. So wanting a partner in life, there's no issues with that. Where there's a problem is when you now meet somebody else that doesn't just want a partner, but wants a husband, a father. That's where there's a problem. Because your missions, your goals or whatever it is, it does not align. So it's not going to work. I'm not trying to be a harbinger of bad news, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. Now, let's move on to Diamond and Fantana's situation. Guys, if you have seen my previous video, you recall that I mentioned there that even if Diamond comes back to Fantana, Fantana will agree. All that dramatic appearance she made at his dinner with Kefi, it was just for show. She doesn't have a backbone. Whatever it is that she's enjoying or benefiting from Diamond, it's going to still take her back to him. And that was exactly what happened. This guy did not have any explanation whatsoever as to why he did what he did with Kefi. He did not. His only line of defense, which was a blatant lie, which Fantana knew about, was that, oh, you know, I don't date older women. Which is a lie, because this guy openly declared that it doesn't matter the age. And Fantana still accepted. And then, what was she saying? She said that, okay, what she was telling her friends, Swanky and Nadia, was that, Diamond is misunderstood. That every time she looks at him, it's like she's seeing herself in him, like he's like a mirror, right? It's the same thing she has done to over 100 guys. So let them just give him a chance. That Diamond is just so sweet. I'm like, okay, I'm glad that at least they have that understanding. They are birds of the same feather, so they can handle each other, you know. But then the part that really was a turn off for me was during one of our confessionals when she had mentioned that, oh, it's not a big deal what Diamond did, you know, so long as she did not catch both of them in bed. It's not a big deal. I said, bam, I said it. Guys, I think that was my opening statement on my previous video where I said that even if Fantana caught Diamond and another woman in bed, she would rather join them in a threesome than crucify Diamond for it. So please, whoever knows whatever Fantana is benefiting from Diamond, please let us hear it. Because at this point, Fantana is the real definition of delusional this season. Very delusional. She's been delusional in season 2. Season 3, she's still delusional. I wonder where this is leading, because at this point, it is not making sense at all. So guys, this is where I'm going to stop talking. Yes, this is where I'm going to stop talking. I would love to hear from all of you. So please go ahead, share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing time out. Bye.